Antiquity Unveiled, the most marvelous revelations of the 19th century concerning the origin of Christianity by Jonathan Manning Roberts. Urban VIII, Roman Pontiff. Good day, my son. I was known when here as Urban VIII, and I want to say this, that as a pope, and having been educated fully in Catholicism, I am able to give the facts in regard to the mingling of paganism and Christianity. As a pope, I took from the Pantheon at Rome 450,000 pounds of bronzes to decorate St. Peter's at Rome, and the bronzes were used with little, if any, alteration in their original ornamental designs. There you may see the gods of antiquity converted into the Christian saints. Let those who have charge of that edifice deny this if they can. To my certain knowledge, most of the churches at Rome are built on the ruins of heathen temples and the material of the latter. Now let me stop here and remind you that pagan and heathen is what the Romans, who followed the same religion as the people that they're calling pagan and heathen, said about the people who, the fine homes of stone and such, the people who lived in those weren't pagan, no matter what they worshipped. But the Catholic Church, until 1967, said if you worship one God, you're pagan. If you're non-Christian, you're a pagan. And religious classification does not work like this. To my certain knowledge, most of the churches at Rome are built on the ruins of heathen temples of the material of the latter. And of the material of the latter. Christianity has borrowed everything from paganism, and there is no Catholic priest who holds any office of consequence in the Catholic Church who does not know the common identity of a ceremony of the Eleusinian mysteries in Greece and the Lord's Supper. They will not admit this as mortals, but there will come a time to them in the spirit life when remorse for their untruthfulness will lash them into giving the truth. Why, ask these milk and water people, do you so roughly attack Christianity? Because it claims for itself divine powers, and it has none. There's only one religion, and that is the religion of reason. There never was a spirit on this planet that in the end will possess any more power than another. So they can rely that each one will get their just deserts exactly. You can make the road long and tedious, or you can have the light. It is for you to choose, both in the mortal and in the spirit life. I will close by saying, I hope for the success of truth and the banishment of error. And so refer to Chambers' Encyclopedia for accounts of Urban VIII. And, well, okay. If we continue, obviously, power and various other things one would have versus the other. But in terms of worshiping saints, they're equally not able to do things for us. If we were to talk about one religion, it becomes apparent that one of those things about that one religion would be philosophy. And philosophy, methods and such, don't go around quoting philosophers like gospel because you have a problem with religion, so therefore I'm going to quote philosophers instead. What, you don't accept spiritual authority or claims of spiritual authority behind a tradition, but you're going to quote philosophers to the same extent? There are many points of great interest and importance in the communication of Urban. His empathetic testimony to the fact that Christianity is only another name for paganism is one. But of special interest is the declaration that in St. Peter's at Rome, its bronze statues of the Greek and Roman gods now figure as the Christian saints, where some of them were placed by Urban himself. Not less significant is the declaration that the ceremony of the Lord's Supper is identical with the ceremony performed in the Eleusinian mysteries, and that the bishops, archbishops, cardinals, and popes of the Catholic Church have always known this great fact. And yeah, it makes sense that they would usurp some statues too, because as we know, part of the reason for the whole saint thing is they left some stuff out in terms of the Jesus story, and the other thing is there were so many local gods and goddesses according to the peoples that the only way they felt to deal with that competition was by declaring it a non-competition and saying, oh, saints, saints. Jerusalem, he is coming with thousands of his saints. He is coming with thousands of his saints. He is coming with thousands of his saints, Jerusalem. The Catholic Church, over 10,000 saints. Pope John Paul II only declared 3. So they're slowing down, obviously, because they've really been burnt to the past. You have serial killers and child molesters and stuff that have been declared saints, and it's and sorcerers that would have been killed by the church if they had authority. Anyways, that's a huge issue.